This is episode 40 of Miami Masterclass. I'm Ian, and in today's episode, we are going to finish off the divisional series against the LA Dodgers. If you didn't watch the last episode, we are up 2-0. And as you can see, we are sitting on the page of Clayton Kershaw because I was so hyped up, so excited about that we were actually in the playoffs for the first time, particularly past the wild card, I should say, for the first time. That I didn't even realise that we weren't playing Clayton Kershaw, and I had absolutely no idea why. And there's your answer, because he had a torn rotator cuff, and he's still out for another 5 weeks. His injury happened in, when's that? That's the 2nd of, what's that, July? May, June, July? Yes, July. Unfortunately, I'm not good with the American dates. I always get them around the wrong way. I thought that was 7th of February for a while, but no, it's not. So, yeah, so he's out. So that's put us in a huge advantage. So if we can't overcome the Dodgers now, then we really stand no chance. Which puts us in a good position. They've actually got a few players, a few of their starters out. This guy, I mean, he's been starting, but he's not particularly fantastic. And they've also got Carlos Rodon, is it? And he's not too bad either, but he's out for 2 weeks. So this is our chance. We have a real opportunity to knock the Dodgers over and progress into the league championships. So we'll get right into this today then for this first game against the first game of this episode, third game of the series. Now I believe it's Cole Hamels on the mound. Now his ERA is very, very poor. His whip's very poor. We've got Brandon Finnegan, who's also been putting up very solid numbers. So this game should be ours for the taking, but of course, perhaps I shouldn't have said that because now we'll probably lose. Otherwise, the teams aren't changed around too much. CJ Cron finds himself back in the lineup, along with Abraham Almonte. Joe Panic and Raul Muto have both really struggled in the divisional so far. I don't think either of them have got a hit from memory. They're 7 and 8 in the lineup. So we'll get right into this one then. And hopefully we can clinch at home, which would be absolutely fantastic for us. And then we can sit back and watch to see if the Cubs or the Pirates progress with us. Of course, we did play the Pirates a couple of years ago in the wildcard game, and they beat us, which is a bit unfortunate. So I don't really fancy playing the Pirates. But then the Pirates are the easier team because the Cubs have really just been on fire this year as they ground into a double play. The Dodgers did just then, so we got out of an early hit. Oh, Castellanos, how good has he done? That's 3 games in a row where in the first inning he's brought runs onto the plate. Brought runs home, I should say. Fantastic. Castellanos, I mean, he struggled at the beginning of the season. And in fact, I don't think he's put up fantastic numbers at all, really, this year, considering what he has done in past years. But, I mean, if he's worth his weight in gold in this divisional series, because he's I think he's leading the playoffs with RBIs. I think, although Almonte's grand slam certainly helps, as we've got bases loaded with no outs here. Kutch grounds into a fielder's choice. Oh, we left the fucking bases loaded. That's so frustrating. We should have done better there. But it looks like Cole Hamels is struggling a little bit, and he's up now and he strikes out. So that's the middle of the third. So this is really a good opportunity. We need to get a few more runs. In the last game, it was we struggled to get hits. I think we left 2 on base, and the Dodgers were all over us. They left 8 on base, but we still squeaked out a 2-1 win. And now it looks like it's our time to leave loads of guys on base and not get any runs. As Rutherford moves over to second with a steal. As Rutherford comes home on Segura's single, so that's tied things up. And we've got no outs as well. Although Corey Seager just struck out. This guy's the worry. I don't want Puig, but Puig grounds into a double play. The Dodgers have been grounding into an awful lot of double plays in this divisional series. Can Panic get a hit? No. What about Raul Muto, who's been really struggling? Raul Muto, Brandon Finnegan has done himself a huge favour there. He's just hit a 2-run home run. Where's the achievement, eh? Pitchers who rake. That's an MLB The Show achievement, that one. We need one for this. We just had a pitcher who just hit a 2-run home run. Unbelievable. But Finnegan's not doing himself any favours because they've got bases loaded with no outs. That's good. Hamill strikes out. Ken Rutherford gets that single. That's not what you want to see, is it? And that's tied things up yet again. Rutherford with a 2 RBI single. And we're back to 3-all. Come on, Finnegan. You've gone hero to villain within half an inning. That's not very good. Now, Cron, I don't expect him to do anything, but he does. He gets a single. Fantastic stuff. Finally. Castellanos moves over to third on the fielder's choice. ALMONTE is doing fantastically well, but Joe Panic strikes out. What is going wrong with Joe Panic? We left the bases loaded yet again. I think this is going to be one of those games that if we don't win this, we're going to be ruining our missed opportunities. Yasiel Puig's really struggled. I wonder if he's declined a lot. I haven't actually looked at his ratings, but it doesn't look like it. So I'm glad that we're keeping Puig quiet, because when he's on fire, he is on fire. And that was a bit of a quick inning for us there. So we're 6 innings down, and it's still locked at 3-3. Grandal gets a double. Hamill's with the single. Does Grandal come home? He does. Grandal comes home, so they've taken a 4-3 lead now on Hamill's single. And thankfully we strike Rutherford out before he does any more damage. And we're trailing this game 4-3, and we shouldn't be. Quite frankly, we shouldn't be. If Cron gets a home run here, but he doesn't, he grounds out. We've got a few players that can hit and a few players that haven't got a hit. I just don't understand what's going wrong there. As Baez is in now, on the mound. Segura moves over to second, but that ground out there, 6-3 ground out by Jock Peterson, that ends their inning. So we need runs here. Oh, and ALMONTE again, the hero! Abraham ALMONTE with a solo home run to tie things up. Oh, and Joe Panic's got his hit. Is this where we start getting... Come on, Raul Muto. Oh, flies out. I was hoping Raul Muto was going to get a hit too, but that wasn't going to be. So AJ Reed, who is backup first baseman, he's obviously the pinch hitter for Baez. But we've tied up at 4, so we could be going to extra innings here. RJ Alvarez getting... What's that? Is that 2 strikeouts or 3? I didn't even see then. Oh, and McCutcheon with the walk-off shot on the full count, 3-2, and we walk off straight into the league championships. Right at the bottom of the 9th, a 5-4 win. We left 6 guys on base. So did the Dodgers, but I think we deserve to win that game in the end, and I can't believe it. We are through to the next stage. We are most likely going to be playing the Cubs, but we will watch that game. So everyone got a hit. Mazzara actually didn't. ALMONTE just on fire. 3 for 3, this bloke. How good is he going? Raul Muto got a hit as well. I didn't notice that. There you go. Too distracted. But Finnegan didn't do too badly. Lasted 7 innings. Those 4 runs were a bit costly. But Andrew McCutcheon, how good is he going? But ALMONTE, surely ALMONTE got man of the match for this one. Player of the game, Abraham ALMONTE. Thoroughly deserved. Unbelievable. So we are into the next stage. So now we can sort of sit back, really, and just watch, see who we're playing. So we've swept the Dodgers in 3. Unbelievable stuff. And there's confirmation, of course, that we are into the league championships. So what we'll do is we'll go into the playoff coverage. So the Cubs are up 5-3 over the Pirates. 2-1 lead. So, I mean, hopefully this goes to 5 and they all get worn out entirely. So we'll quickly skip through so we can see who we're playing. We will play the first game. And the Pirates did defeat the Cubs 3-2. So this series is tied at 2, and they are going into a 5th game. In fact, all the other remaining divisional games are all tied going into a decider. So this is going to be really, really good for us. It means we're nice and rested. And the Pirates have defeated the Cubs 7-4. That's ideal for us. That is fantastic, because the Cubs are a fantastic team. They've got 97 wins. Admittedly, the Pirates aren't exactly a bad team. In fact, they got more wins than us, so neither of them is ideal. But I think, given the choice, I'd rather take on the Pirates than the Cubs, and this time we're going to get revenge after they knocked us out in the wild card in 2017. So let's have a quick look then through the divisional series, and then we'll get that first game underway against Pittsburgh. So there's confirmation that we swept the Dodgers 3-0. Kutch there got 3 hits. He did fantastically well. Castellanos got 5. ALMONTE, surely the standout. He did fantastically well. Really pleased. That's the season against the Dodgers. Series against the Dodgers? There you go. That's better. We want the series, don't we? Not the season. So, Abraham Almonte, surely the standout. He got 4 hits. Couple of others did. Profile, of course. Castellanos did too. But Abraham Almonte got the 2 home runs, the grand slam, and of course that one that gave us the lead. Was it the lead, or did he tie it up? I can't remember. But he got series MVP and thoroughly deserved it. So we are taking on the Pirates. There's confirmation there that they won 3-2. In terms of the American League, the Texas Rangers moved ahead of the Minnesota Twins. That's quite interesting. Ivan Nova playing for the Texas Rangers. I totally forgot about him. He's another ex-Marlins player. So Texas has basically done what we couldn't do, because they've, of course, got Giancarlo Stanton and Pong-Soo Kim, both of who didn't do too badly, but I'm not really going to worry too much about statistics now. Now we're into the playoffs. And the Yankees actually knocked out the Red Sox. That is a massive, massive victory for them, because the Red Sox had 101 wins. They're easily the best team in the MLB. And the Yankees knocked them off. And don't forget, the Yankees won in the wild card over Baltimore. And there they did it just there. So that's a big, big result there. I mean, that's certainly given us a real opportunity. If we can obviously get through the Pittsburgh Pirates, then who knows? We could be going into the World Series, as possibly favourites. But that's early days. Let's try and get through this, because this is the big one. 7 games now we've got to play. I will only probably... you know what? I'm going to play the first 2, actually. So this might be a bit of a longer episode than the last one. Some of you may have noticed I've actually been trying to cut down on the episode lengths, just because... some of them go for way too long. So Kyle Schwarber's actually back from injury. I don't know if he can be put on the playoff roster. Can he? Let's have a look. Put him back on there. I don't know if he can actually come in. I don't think I actually did that then. So let's... where are we? Active roster. We don't want active roster. Kyle Schwarber. Can he go into the playoff roster? Oop. Oh, what am I doing? I am all over the shop here. So it helps if we rank these in order. Kyle Schwarber, there he is. There's confirmation that he's in left field. So he actually gets a crack in the playoffs, straight into the league championships, which is going to be crucial to us. Not that I didn't think Soltis was doing too badly, but we'll press on then against the Pittsburgh Pirates. So I haven't talked too much about the Pirates. They've got, you know what? I think our team is slightly better. Their catcher, Peter O'Brien, is their biggest weakness by the looks of things. I mean, he's certainly not as good as Real Muto, but then if he can get a couple of hits, he's done better than Real Muto has ever done, so I can't really pick on him too much. They have Adrian Sampson on the mound. I don't know much about him. It looks like he's come up through their system by the looks of things, and he's not putting up terrible numbers there. Win-loss of 12-10. I don't mind his attributes there. He's only got 3 pitches, though, so that's a positive. He hasn't pitched for nearly 5 days, so I'd like my chances with Adam Conley on the mound. So in terms of our lineup then, it's obviously Kutch, Profile, Castellanos, Mazzara. AJ Reed comes in at first base over CJ Cron, obviously playing the left-righty matchup there. Joe Panic. Casey Soltis takes on left field, so Schwarber misses out. Raul Muto is our only catcher, and he's, look at those numbers, very, very poor. And of course Adam Conley on the mound. In terms of them, they've got a couple of good players. Joshy Bell is very good. Now, Gregor Polanco, he got MVP award. What year was that he got it? I don't have the awards on this page, but he did get the MVP award. So he's still a very, very good player and certainly deserves to be in the number 2 spot. Austin Meadows looks very, very good. Pablo Sandoval is still going. I mean, how is he still going? Although he has declined a little bit over the last few years, so... I mean, he's 33. You know what? I actually thought he was older than that, so it shows exactly what I know. But I'm surprised he's still going, to be honest. Nick Buckner, he looks very, very good. Left fielder. Don't know too much about him, so he's come through their system as well. Doesn't look dreadful, does he? And then what's that? Gamache at second base. Pretty average. So I you know what? I really like our chances here. It all depends on which Adam Connolly turns up, either the fantastic Adam Connolly or the very, very average Adam Connolly. But we will crack on, and Kutcher's bunted to get on base to lead off the game. And Profar has walked, so we are 2 on with no outs. But Mazzara's really struggling as Kutch moves over to third, and AJ Reed doesn't do anything. Mazzara's really struggled in the playoffs. I'm hoping that it's just a bit of bad form, but the problem is we don't really have a right fielder to replace him. We've got people like Almonte who can play in right field, but I don't really want to give up Mazzara for Almonte, even though Almonte has done very, very well, and I've been lauding him up for ages, and that's our first double play for quite some time. Surprise, surprise, Raul Muto. So Mazzara's basically locked in right field, and that's a bit of a concern, especially when he's not hitting, which is what he's not doing at the moment. As this game's very slow to get going. We've actually kept Pittsburgh off first base. They're hitless, and they haven't got a walk against Conley. There you go. So he's perfect through 3. Castellanos on base again. Mazzara flies out. Reed gets that single, which is fantastic, and Castellanos manages to move over. So we've got men on the corners, and Joe Panic gets his first single for quite some time. Castellanos comes home. Again, that's the name. Castellanos keeps coming up, and we have taken a 1-zip lead. And Raul Muto grounds out, unsurprisingly. God, what a waste of money what a waste of money he's been, particularly when Cole Tucker ties things up. So we're locked at 1, and that might have rattled Connolly a little bit because Plonko gets on, as does Austin Meadows. And the double by Peter O'Brien. There you go. I told everyone how crap he was, and he's just got a double, which is something that Raul Muto hasn't managed to do. They're up 2-1. As Connolly's looking a little bit frazzled now. Nick Buckner gets a single, and another one comes home as well. So we are just in... I don't even know what to say. I don't have words, as they've just picked up 4 runs in the 4th inning. And Buckner gets caught stealing, so Adam Connolly getting a bit frazzled there in the 4th. This isn't what we want, is it? We don't want this sort of start to the series. I'd love another win. We do have to lose eventually, because after sweeping the Dodgers, I can't expect us to go undefeated through the playoffs, as great as that'd be. But Raul Muto is really costing me. I don't care what any of you guys say. He's not playing for the Marlins next year. I just hate the guy. Absolutely hate him. He goes to Baltimore, does fantastically well, comes back to us, does nothing, and he's doing even less now. Now that Schwarber's back, I really hope they put Schwarber back in behind the mound to get Raul Muto out of there, because he's dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. As Conley's given up his first walk, and Sandoval grounds out. That's always reliable. So we're still down 4-1, but this game's moving along quite quickly. And up steps Raul Muto. Oh no, Casey Saltis comes in, and now Raul Muto. Oh, he gets a double. Can you believe it? CJ Cron is the pinch hit. He gets a single. So we've got men on the corners with 2 out. And Cron is caught stealing second base. Yeah, that pretty much sums up this game for us, doesn't it? So I think we can chalk this one up as a loss. And just move on to the next days. Dan Slania is on the mound now. Oh, it's so frustrating. That's baseball. You can't win every single game, but Raul Muto just needs to do more, and he's just not. As Kutch, after getting on base on that very first plate appearance, he hasn't done much. Castellanos gets a single. Mazzara gets a single. That's his first hit for quite some time as well. But unfortunately, AJ Reed flies out to centre field, Austin Meadows, and that ends the inning. A double from Joshy Bell keeps Dan Slania on his toes. So they've walked Meadows. I'm not too surprised about that. Peter O'Brien strikes out, and Sandoval does nothing as well. So this is it. We're down to our final 3 outs. Joe Panic gets a single to lead off. Casey Soltis, he flies out. Can Realmuto do something? He gets a single. Oh, could these guys be the heroes after I've nailed Schwarber? I don't know what to say. We've got bases loaded. Kutch flies out. Come on, Profar. Oh, pass ball. Joe Panic scores. Oh, but Profar does nothing. And we lose 4-2. I'm stunned. Absolutely stunned. We left 9 guys on base. 9 guys on base to their 4. That 4-run 4th inning by the Pirates, that cost us. I'm surprised because I thought Connolly played very well except for that 1 inning. I don't really want to talk about this game. I've blasted Realmuto. We did go 2 for 4 in the end. Carl Schwarber in the pinch hit position. He did get a hit. Disappointing about Kutch. I thought Kutch would have done a little bit better. But then I suppose he's playing his old team, so I don't... not too surprised there. But let's get on to the next game. So Taylor Jungmann's on the mound now, but they've got this guy, Jameson Talon. I really like this guy. I actually tried to trade for him a couple of years ago when he sort of first came up, so it would have been, sort of 2016, maybe 2017. I looked at trying to bring him in, but they wouldn't budge. They wanted Mazzara, that sort of thing, which, truth be told, I perhaps could have got rid of Mazzara now, but at the time Mazzara was putting up fantastic numbers, so I wasn't going to give him up for Talon, but this guy looks the business. He looks really, really good. He's certainly, given the choice, I'd probably prefer him over Jungmann, but in saying that, Jungmann's been putting up fantastic numbers for us. We need a win here, because, look at it, I mean, his Ks, he's averaging 8 Ks per game. That's something that we have to look at. I don't like players that strike out, so hopefully, I have sort of tried to build a team that doesn't strike out. So this should be quite interesting in that regard. Carl Schwarber is in that catcher position, so finally we've got Realmuto out of there, which is huge for us. Otherwise, in terms of anything that's totally different, doesn't look like it. AJ Reed is at first base, Casey Soltis left field, so there's not a huge change there. So let's get into this game. Let's hope we tie this one up as Kutch leads off with a double and moves over to third in the process. Schwarber strikes out. You don't want that. And another strikeout, so we've left a man on base already. I'm really surprised about how well Taylor Jungmann's been playing. As I say that, is he's just given a 4-pitch walk. But he's been playing so well. He's playing well above his stats. Castellanos gets a single again to start off the second, because he's not nearly as good as someone like Talon. And yet he's just he's keeping us in games all the time, as we've got 2 men on with 1 out. Soltis does nothing, and I don't expect Jungmann to do anything. So yet again, we've left another 2 on base. That seems to be the Marlins' speciality, leaving guys on base at the moment. And Sandoval flies out. He hasn't done anything for us, against us so far. I mean, famous last words. Nick Buckner gets the single. Talon flies out. So that ends the inning there, as we're locked at zip-zip. So the rain has become pretty heavy, so they're calling a rain delay. Interesting. As you can see, it's still raining, and it's obviously moving up. There you go. Went for an hour, that delay. So that's going to be really interesting to see. We've got to make full advantage of this. Talon's probably might be a little bit fatigued, as we've got men on the corners with no outs. Schwarber walks, so we've got bases loaded with no outs. We have to get a run across. Mazzara gets that single. Kutch scores. Does Profar make it in? No, he doesn't. Profar stays at third. So we are up 1-0, and that's the first out. Castellanos with the fly ball to Polanco. But I don't know who that was that came home. But we're up 2-0. Men on the corners, 2 out. Joe Panic strikes out swinging. So we did get 2 runs across. Now Taylor Jungmann's still in on the mound. I'm after an hour. I don't know. Would you pull someone after an hour? I don't know. I mean, I suppose it's they've only pitched a couple of innings. It's not like they were playing 4 or 5 innings, is it? So that might be right. Cole Tucker moves across, so we've still got no outs. Gamache strikes out. Cole Tucker does score on the next ground out. Joshy Bell keeping the inning alive with a double, but Gregor Polanco grounds out. So we are up 2-1 after 3. Soltis with a lead-off double. Can Jungmann do anything? He gets a fly out to Polanco, but Soltis can't tag up. McCutcheon does get a single. Got men on the corners with 1 out. What can Profile do? He flies out to Buckner. And Kyle Schwarber with a 3-run home run there. That has put us in a commanding position. We are up 5-1 now. Mazzara gets a walk. We might be getting Talon yanked in a minute. Can Castellanos continue his fine form? No, he doesn't. He flies out. But 3-run home run by Kyle Schwarber. That's made up for everything that Real Muto has done up to this point in the playoffs. We are up 5-1. Taylor Jungmann doing fantastically well too. As we're still going here. Joe Panic gets hit by a pitch. Salter strikes out. Can Taylor Jungmann do anything? I'm not expecting him to. They seem to think... Oh, and he does. He gets a single. Joe Panic moves to second. He tried to stretch it to third, but he gets caught stealing that base. That's unfortunate. They had a couple of pick-off attempts of Panic. They obviously knew he was going to run, and he did. But that was a very quick inning there by Jungmann. Bobby La from Boise? He's on the mound now. His Profile gets on base. Schwarber grounds into a double play, and that retires the side. A very, very quick one for us there. Austin Meadows is gone. Joshy Bell gets a single, and he gets caught stealing second base. So Polanco's double, that could have been huge for them, but instead it's just him on second base is Zach Collins. I don't know who he is. He grounds out. That ends their inning. They're getting a bit desperate now. They need some runs, just like we did in the previous game. AJ Reed gets hit by a pitch. He gets on base, but Joe Panic can't capitalise on anything there. Quite another quick inning by us here, but that 5 runs, 4-run lead, 5-1 up. Pablo Sandoval actually got on base. I think that's the first time he's got on base in this series. Neil Walker's still playing for the Pirates. Well, we all know that didn't happen. Wild pitch by Montas, that didn't help. A single. Sandoval moves over to third, so we've only got 1 out. Sandoval scores. Neil Walker to second on Cole Tucker's single. It's 5-2 with 1 out. Men still on first and second, and a balk as well. I think it's time to get Montas out of there, but he does recover. He gets 2 strikeouts on the trot, so we limit the damage to just 1, and we're still up 5-2. I hope Montas isn't still on the mound in the next inning. Kutch gets a walk. Profile with the single. Kutch moves over to second, but Kyle Schwarber flies out to the second baseman. We're up 5-2. Joshy Bell gets a lead-off single. Polanco with an infield hit single. Bell moves to second, so they are really pushing, but that is huge, a double play. So we've got another run comes through. Joshy Bell scores. It's now 5-3 on Sandoval's single, and Buckner gets a single as well. And another one. What is happening here? And a hit by a pitch. So there you go. It's 5-4 now. Get Dan Slania out of there, guys. But Gamache flies out. Pittsburgher on the return. We need another run. We need an insurance run. Mazzara gets on. Castellanos gets on with a single. Mazzara moves over to second base. AJ Reed flies out to Buckner. Can Panic do something? Mazzara gets caught stealing, so we've got 2 outs now. But Panic gets the double. Castellanos comes home from second base. So we are up 6-4. Salter strikes out, leaves Panic in scoring position. So that is a huge insurance run. RJ Alvarez, he gets the first out. Joshy Bell flies out to Saltis in left field. Polanco, this is a danger man, and he flies out. So we have tied the league championship. It's 1-1 now in the league championship. Oh, Jesus, my heart is pumping after that one. I really thought Pirates were on the comeback trail. I thought they were going to do it. Anyone that really stands out, there's been a few got a couple of hits there. Mazzara, Castellanos, Profile and McCutcheon all got 2 hits. Castellanos in particular, I'm very, very pleased with how he's been playing in these playoffs. Hopefully he keeps that up through the rest of this series, and if we progress even more so in the World Series, that'll be huge. Taylor Jungmann, again, putting up very, very good numbers. I'm really pleased with him. We did drive Taylor out of the game after 5 innings, which is a big advantage to us. I mean, if he was still in, I think we may have struggled a little bit. I mean, not that it really matters, we didn't score any more runs after that, except for the ninth inning, 1 run, just the insurance run there. So, I mean, we left 11 on base. They did leave 9 on base, to be fair. So, I'm not going to say we didn't deserve this win, but it was a very evenly matched game, and I think we should have done a little bit better. So I'll just have a look at the other one then. So the Yankees have taken a 2-game lead now over the Texas Rangers. So let's have a quick look at this game, if there's anything. Doesn't look like there's any big names there, because Ivan Nova's actually scheduled to pitch a game, but then it doesn't look like he actually did. Doesn't look like he played, does it? He hasn't played yet, Ivan Nova. But we look at Stanton, he's gone 3 for 8, and Pong-Soo Kim 1 for 9. So that's very, very promising for us. So yeah, we've tied up the series at 1-1. Pop a like on there if you enjoyed today's episode. It's been a bit of a long one, but as you can see, I'm thrilled with this. I'm loving this. I'm going to drag this out as long as I can, and we'll be back in a couple of days for this 3-game stretch, home against the Pirates, where, I mean, if we can take 2 out of that 3, we are in a really, really good position. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in a couple of days.